Welcome to Top Shelf, where we seek truth,
opinion,
perspective,
and we seek solutions.
We back again with
in
another one. As
we outside.
DJ Khaled would say.
But recording inside. We out there.
Yo, real quick, if you are listening to this, I know we're about to pray, but if you are listening to this, yo, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend. But yo, we are killing season 3, bros. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I'm so excited. I'm gonna pray.
Let's get it, Anthony.
Lord God, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for always showing up to every podcast, every IG live, to every meeting, and always allowing us to not just be our authentic self, but just being you, Lord God. For you using us, Lord God. Pray over this episode, Lord God, and wherever direction it goes because we know you are in the forefront. So in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Good. That was good, Tony.
Deacon Tony.
Should I say Tony?
There you go. Deacon Tony.
That's it. Yo, I think Jeff liked that one. He gonna steal you from the church.
I told him, you know what I'm saying, that he's gonna be my deacon.
Whether he know it or not, or whether he like it or not. That's what I'm saying. Like
Auntie's gonna come with those deacon suits. you know, they be rocking them big old school Steve Harvey suits.
That's right. With the whole lot of keys.
That's a fact, yo. They gotta have everything, keys. Man.
If you ain't got keys to the church, I don't know what you got.
That's a fact, bro.
That's it. So
yo, mental health check-in, bros. Mental health check-in. Like because we haven't done this in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
A rate 1 to 10, man. How is your mental health?
My mental health from 1 to 10 right now is about an 8 right now.
Okay.
I'm at an 8. I'm at a good 8. You know?
Ocho Cinco.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, because I ate earlier. That's what I'm trying to say.
Something that Anthony can't do yet. Until after his fast.
Yo, Anthony, I can see your plate already, bro.
Facts, bro. I hope you got food, bro.
Anthony said, I'm going to eat my food. I'm eating your food. I'm coming for Jeff's food as well. And what about you, Jeff? How you feeling, bro?
I mean, it's no surprise, as always, a 10. You know, I'm at a 10. And, you know, things are good. I have nothing to complain about mentally, and all is well. Doesn't mean, of course, that things are perfect. It just means that, you know, I'm in a good space and, you know, just working the way that God has called me to work. And that's it. Just try to be obedient.
That's it. What about you, Ant?
Yo, I'm a 10, bros. I'm a 10 all the way around, spiritually, physically.
You a Jeff 10?
Oh, no. I'm an Anthony 10, bro.
Oh. He said that's another level.
He said he's a 10-piece.
That's it. That's a whole nother level.
So physically, emotionally, I am a 10, Lord. So 10 all the way.
That's dope. I love it. Right. I love it.
Let me ask y'all, whenever y'all go somewhere, like, how long does it take y'all to get ready?
5 minutes, bros.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Stop lying. Like showering.
Damn, Anthony.
If you talking about shower,
did you even wash your ear, bro?
Nah, because I normally know what I'm gonna wear.
Anthony, next time I see you, I'm gonna give you a bar of Dove soap, some Jensen lotion.
Real talk. I know what I'm gonna wear, so it's normally like a good 20 minutes. I give Janelle an hour because she takes so long. I do not know why.
Oh Lord.
Yo, that's a ministry in itself. I think when we were talking about patience in the last episode, I think I literally think God placed that word when he was waiting. I don't know if he was waiting for something, but he was waiting. Like
Anthony be in the car reading the Bible on Genesis and then get the Revelations when she come out.
Oh man,
Respectfully, honey.
Respectfully though,
that's funny, man.
they gotta be respectfully. What about you, Jeff? How long it take you to get ready, bro?
From showering to get dressed, usually about 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 30, 35 minutes max. Because I take my shower, get dressed. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long.
Now, how long it takes you to get in the car and still wait for your wife?
Oh, that's a hassle every Sunday morning.
Lord.
It's like, what do you be doing?
Son, I stopped getting mad, bro.
God has built up
A
But
tolerance,
it's like get mad for what? Because like you're gonna get mad and this could be the same thing next Sunday anyways.
Exactly.
So it's like, I've just learned not to get mad, man. But yeah,
Right.
waiting on wife is like another 20, 30 minutes after I'm already ready. And mind you, she gets up before I do. She's
Son,
up before I do, but I'm
that's
ready
frustrating.
before she is.
And you know when it's Sunday afternoon and you just like we want to leave church respectfully, and I don't know, like I think she's a superstar. Like everybody, she want to talk to everybody.
Oh Jesus Christ! You know you gotta have kids with her, ain't?
She's fellowshipping, bro. She's fellowshipping with her
No,
brothers and sisters
30,
in Christ.
40 minutes, bro.
Right.
40 minutes.
Yo, she popular, bro. Popular. Like, I think for me, it probably takes me 25 minutes easy, 25 minutes for real. At the most. With wifey, that could be a little bit longer. That could probably be, but well, we've talked about it, and she's gotten like quicker, bro. Like a whole lot quicker, because
So give me the tutorial.
Yeah, even if it's a tutorial, she's gotten a whole lot quicker. I can honestly say that because we've had talks about it. I'll be like, listen, she'd be like, oh, that's why you be laying your clothes out. I'll be like, yes. That's why I iron my clothes out the night before. Like that's
preparation.
Son, that's what I do. I iron my clothes out. I make sure I have everything. Like even a second change of clothes if I need. I'm like, okay, I prepare all my stuff the night before. That way, when I wake up, I can just jump in my clothes after my shower, and then I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the day. Like whatever I need, I got. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I try to impart to her. I'm like, make sure you got everything in place, because I know even with women, it's just like they focus on details. So it's like,
very true.
Should I wear these earrings? I don't care. Like,
just wear something.
Yeah, just throw something on. You look good in all of them, and that's respectfully. I'm saying that respectfully. You know what I'm saying? But I love the preparation of everything. Like, let's say this, to prepare. Like, how do y'all do with flights and everything? Are y'all the early guys that y'all like to be there
early,
like mad early before the flight, or do you want to be there just before? Like, how do y'all feel about the flight?
No, I gotta be there early, bro. I hate rushing to the airport.
2 hour.
To me, if it's my way, 2 hours. Cause I rather get there early and just chill,
right?
Versus like I'm rushing to the airport and like I'm in panic mode about that I'm gonna miss my flight. Like I used to travel a lot for work from my previous job, and I always hated the feeling of rushing because every airport is different.
Facts.
And depending on the time that you get to the airport, that you're going to the airport, that your flight is, it could be super, super crowded. Like I remember I was flying out of St. Louis one time, and it was on a Friday morning, and my flight was at, I think it was like at 7 in the morning, something like that. So I got to the airport like around 5:15. 5:15 in the morning. The line was wrapped around.
Jesus Christ!
It was crazy.
More than cheese.
Yo, I'm like, all these people is up this early. This is like 5:15 in the morning. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, and I barely made my flight, and I was there like an hour and 45 minutes before my flight was gonna take off. So like for me, I'm one of those guys that I like to be there early. Right. I don't care if I could just sit there and I'm waiting like another hour and a half before my flight takes off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least I know I made it. I'm going to get on my flight and I'm good to go. Because missing your flight is the worst. It's the worst feeling, bro.
Yes. Yeah. I can honestly say I have never missed a flight in my life. I've had some mad close calls though. I will not lie. I remember I was in Brazil. Son, I almost missed that flight. Because their airport is like a football field. So I'm literally running. there's boards in Portuguese. I can't read them. I'm like, no, with the English section that I'm like, I gotta get to my flight. I'm always that person that's 2 hours. I'm just like you, Jeff. Like, just in case anything, like you don't know what could be cracking off at the airport.
That's a fact, bro.
I'm an hour. 2 hours might be a stretch. If it's an international, 2 hours definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
If
you don't want to miss nothing.
If it's like state to state, it's an hour. But Newark and JFK are two different type of airport.
You said that.
Yo, Newark is like literally, it's right there. Like you once you get through your bag, it's literally right there. So, but JFK, you gotta go around the corner to upstairs, downstairs. But the one that's the worst is LA, man. I don't know if you ever been to LA, man.
Oh yeah, I've been to LA.
They have a bus over here, a bus over there.
Heck yeah.
That's a 2 hour.
Are you talking about LAX, Anthony?
Yes.
Yes. I hate LAX.
For me, it's MIA. Miami International Airport is the worst.
I've always heard this myth about LA until I went to LA. I was like, nah, it's real.
Right. Wow. Right. For me, I say it's LAX and it's Texas Airport. The worst.
That's we some traveling people.
Son, I can't
been around the
Texas,
world.
Bro.
Ay.
Son, you gotta take a freaking like underground railroad to another part of the airport in Texas. And then it's like that still ain't your gate. You still gotta run to your gate, like run a couple laps to your gate, bro.
Sounds like Atlanta Airport, man. Atlanta Airport's like that.
Yeah, I can't get with it, bro. I can't. I don't like it. And I gotta say, like, I consider myself a real prepared guy, you know, when it comes to a lot of things. And when you talk to people, but the one thing I can say I admire out of all three of us, I gotta say Anthony is straight up prepared when it comes to time. You tell Anthony, hey, come at 2:00. Anthony there at 1:35.
That's a fact.
He's not there.
I respect people's time, bro.
And I love that. I love the attribute about you. You're very, very, very prepared, and so I give you your flowers in terms of that.
But it's detrimental to me because one time I'm gonna give this real quick joke, or it's not a joke, but a story. So it's after church, and I'm rushing Janelle at this moment, and for a baby shower, it's 4:00. I'm thinking it's 4:00. We gotta get there at 4:00. Right. Like because it's an honor that I'm gonna be there for my bro. We get there at 4:00.
Right.
Nobody's there.
Son.
So Janelle at this moment is looking at me. You know your wife can give you that look like
she living.
Yeah.
Oh, she living. There's no pots ready. The food wasn't ready. The people that's hosting the party wasn't there.
Oh God.
Yo, they were setting up.
Yo, no, nope.
Yo, last week, and this happened in January. Last week, she brought that up.
Nope.
Hey, you ain't gonna be able to live that down, bro.
Yeah, Anthony, you gotta eat that. You gotta eat that one, bro.
So, yo, sometimes it's a detrimental to me, but in regards of time, I think it's one of the things like I do respect the person's time. So if you say 5:00, 6 p.m., I definitely want to honor that time because I want you to be able to know, like, if I'm giving you that respect, I want you to give that back to me.
Okay, and let me ask you guys: has there ever been a time? So let's talk about marriage, like with our wives. Has there ever been a time you had to prepare your wife for something?
Prepare it as far as what?
Like in terms of like okay, if it's news, it could be news, it could be like, hey, we about to go in here, we about to go to this hood, go get some food. You about to see some stuff you ain't ready for.
Oh, okay.
Guess what?
Okay.
Like prepare, like, you know, give her the disclaimer. Or it could be another thing. It's like, okay, you plan something for her, like a surprise, and then you prepare her and get her ready. Like, hey, stop, don't ask questions, because my wife, she figured everything out. She'll see a stop sign and be like, oh, we going to that Jamaican restaurant. I'm like, damn, how'd you know?
So I'm literally trying to plan a surprise birthday party for Janelle.
Yeah.
And she literally asked me, what is this? What's happening with that?
Yo.
Isn't it a surprise?
Don't ask no questions.
Just show up.
But you know,
Yeah.
that's just in their nature, though. You know, it's innate. It's in their nature to be inquisitive and ask questions. You know, women
Right.
like to know everything. Respectfully, I say this, but they like to know everything.
Everything, because
Yeah.
for all you know, for all they know, you could be leading them off a cliff.
Facts.
Like,
Or
Word
you
up.
might mess it up.
Nah, it's definitely a fact. But to answer your question, Fred, yeah, like I remember when I had planned my wife's, what we were dating at the time, for a surprise birthday party a couple of years ago, back in 2020. And you know, I had to kind of prepare everything as far as like getting her out the house,
right.
and you know, like telling her, you know, what she should wear. Well, I didn't really tell what she should wear. You know, I kind of just gave an idea. I told her what. I didn't pick out the outfit, but I told her the type of outfit that she should wear. Right? I didn't tell what restaurant we was going to. I didn't tell what the plans were for that day. None of that stuff. You know, we went out to dinner, or it was technically lunch rather, and was hanging out in the city. Took her around some places. I surprised her with her gift, because I remember like we went out to eat in the city, right? And after we ate, we ate this really really good restaurant near the Upper East Side.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, like I had bought her an Apple Watch for her birthday because she really wanted an Apple Watch, but I didn't tell her I bought it for her. This was a surprise. So what I did was, like, you know, there's like an Apple store on I think it's like on, is it 58th or 59th and like 5th or something like that, somewhere close to, like, you know, Midtown. Anyways, I parked maybe like 2 blocks away from the Apple store. I told her, just wait here, I gotta go grab something real quick. She had no idea. She thought I was making a drug sale. That's what she thought. She was like, yo, I thought you went to go make like a drug sale. Like,
Hey,
what kind of person you think that I am?
Damn, son.
You gotta make a drug sale.
Yo, work, because I was gone for like 15 minutes. I already had ordered it. You know what I'm saying? I just had to go pick it up. But this is around, remember, this is like around COVID. This was like October of 2020. So COVID was still going around in the city. So they still were only allowing a certain amount of people in, you know what I'm saying, inside the Apple store. So you had to kind of like wait outside. So thank God, because I was doing a pickup, I didn't have to wait that long. But it was long enough to have her thinking like, yo, where is Jeff? What is he doing? Is he out here selling weed, or, you know, or whatever it is? Let me find out that I'm dating this, you know, drug dealer. He's the next ghost from Power. Like, what is going on over here?
Light skinned ghost.
Yo, word up. You know what I'm saying? So I came back into the car. She was like, yo, where were you? What happened? And then that's when I gave her the gift, and she was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, that's why I had parked around the corner, because I didn't want you to know what I got you. So that was one time where I actually had to prepare. And then, of course, the final thing was taken to her surprise party at her apartment, where, you know, Anthony was there, you know, Fred was there, you know what I'm saying, their beautiful wives, and, you know, Bu, her sister, was there to help kind of set everything up. So that was like the one time I had to kind of prepare and keep her distracted from everything.
What about you? You had to prepare, not in the sense of a surprise party, but like, have you ever had to prepare your wife for something like, hey, I'm preparing you because I'm starting a new job. Like, hey, what this is going to look like. Or, hey, I'm preparing you because, like, we about to go to this thing, this trip. We about to go on a trip, and I've been here before you haven't. Like,
so I use a perfect example right now. We are preparing. So Janelle has decided to leave her 9 to 5 job. So we are preparing, like, literally, how does that look like? Because that could be frightening for someone that is 9 to 5. You're getting an income every 2 weeks and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
And I think this is a part where I now have to prepare myself to make sure my wife is comfortable in this transition, letting her know we got it. So I'm preparing her, like, say, for example, we have like financial check-ins, or taking her out to make sure she knows, like, oh, we're still good.
Right.
Like, we have the savings ready. We have things that we've been doing for that 6 months to know when we transition.
I love it.
I got you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I would say, for me, I had to prepare my wife to meet my family. Because I was like, you know, we crazy. Like, I was like, she was like, nah, y'all can't be as crazy as my family. I was like, all right, you don't know now, but you gonna find out. So I had to prepare her, like, and showing her the neighborhood I grew up in, and showing her like when I went back to Kansas and showing her all of that, like it was so funny. We were staying in a B&B on this nice side of town. I was like, babe, this is not where I grew up, but this is like, it's great that we get to stay in this B&B. We were with Jeff. We were with your wife at the time, because we were courting, and part of the condition for her to come was that your Papa Yeye said she had to bring along Joey. So we were all in this Airbnb together, separate rooms. And basically, like, it was so interesting. So when I took him to where I'm from, I said, all right, lock the doors. You know what I'm saying? Like, we about to actually go back to the neighborhood that I was raised in. And then they was like, oh, it's like this, right? I said, no, not so much. And so we start, we start driving back to the neighborhood, and man, they was like, oh, did it get dark all of a sudden? Like, oh my God, why is there so many boarded up houses? I was like, and I was like, Joey, I was like, this is where I'm from. This is where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? So I think preparing them for that in my family, and it's so crazy how we think things are certain. I said in the last podcast, expectations versus reality. It's like I'm expecting, like, I don't know how this is gonna work because my family is this and that. Not that I'm ashamed of my family. No, I love my family. It's just that I don't know how Sabina and Joey gonna take them because they were raised differently than I was.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like they fit right in, man. Like the food. Joanna, she didn't know, but she accidentally ate some pork. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, Joanna don't eat pork?
Nah,
look,
she don't eat pork.
Oh, didn't I know that?
Look, so here's the thing, Jeff. She probably know now, but we had a barbecue. My brother cooked. My brother Gerald, he cooked it.
Oh, he definitely good.
Yo, he laid it down. Made hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue. Made some ribs.
Ooh, love it.
You know what I'm saying? Made some beans, and Joanna ate some beans, and the beans had pork in them. So, I'm just, I'm gonna leave that one there, but I had to prepare them, and my wife still chose to say, hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of your family, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I want to be a part of your family. Like, and here we are, so I just was thanking God for that. But let me ask y'all something. So Jeff, you already have a daughter. Me and Anthony, we don't have children yet. I have a goddaughter and I have nephews, but and Anthony has his class of kids that he presides over. But I want to ask y'all something. With the time that we live in 2022, with everything going on, we got a pandemic, racism still going on, all this stuff. What is one thing that y'all feel that y'all can't prepare y'all children for?
I would say, for me, that I can't prepare for, I would just say, as much advice that you can give, like, and I'll use my daughter. My daughter's 10 years old. So as much as advice that I, myself, her mom, and even Joanna can give to my daughter, the thing that I can't fully prepare for her is life after college.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
Because that's when reality really hits, right? So you can tell them, we you tell them, like, you go to school, get your education, you get a good job, but we know it's more than just that when you graduate from college, right? Like, now you have to learn how to be responsible with your bills. You got to figure out where you want to live. You got to figure out on, what's the next move. And so I think that's just one of those things for me that I personally feel that I can prepare, but I can't really prepare for her in that sense, because it's one of those things, like, you'll learn once you have to learn that through experience.
Right.
Facts.
You have to learn that, especially because I don't know how it's going to be the next 10 years from now. We've seen.
Yeah. Like, you're right, Jeff.
Like, I'm 41, and when I graduated from high school and I went to college and everything like that, it's a completely different atmosphere and environment compared to where it is now. That was 20 some odd years ago. So, it's I think that's one thing that it's going to be a struggle to kind of prepare her for. But all I can do is just really just pray, me, her mother, and her stepmom could just really just pray that, that she makes those right decisions and she just knows what direction she wants to go, when she graduates from high school, or even after college, because up until that point, she's under your shelter, she's under your care, she's under your guidance. You're her guardian, but once college hits, that's it. They're on their own. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying?
That's
In a
it.
lot of ways.
Yeah. What about you, Aunt? What's one thing you don't feel like you could prepare your son or daughter for?
That's a deep question.
It is.
I thought about it, and I had to take my time. Like,
Yeah.
is I can tell, and I would tell my beautiful black boy or black girl, they're beautiful or handsome, but I can't prepare them for how the world's gonna look at them. I literally cannot prepare
That's
them.
really good.
Anthony, let me give you a couple snaps.
And that really, that really hurts me, because it's like they're not going to. Now, I can't say that anymore, because I've seen a lot of shift in image in regards of how people look, in regards of diversity. So the world is changing in regards to that. But in the perspective of letting them know that they're handsome, they're beautiful, and I'll do as much as I can, but making sure that they know that when they leave, or like what Jeff was saying, when they get to college, and they get that first breakup, or even maybe in elementary or middle school, and or say, for example, I've seen this where a black child is being called a monkey, or a black child is being called blackie, or a black child is being called, you're so dark, we don't hang out with you.
Yeah.
And what kills me is that, and this is for the parents, is that they do not come home and tell you. They literally hold that inside. They hold that inside, and you realize, why is my daughter changing? Why is my son changing? And that is where we stop asking how your day is going, because automatically they're gonna say, okay, I asked this question better, is how did they treat you today? So that's something that's really, oh man,
that's deep, man.
I get scared
That is.
when I hear stuff, when I think about that question, but that's how I feel.
I think so Anthony's, I think yours is perception.
Yeah.
And I think Jeff's was the real world.
Yeah.
I would say one thing I would never be able to prepare my son or daughter for is loss.
Ooh.
It's because, like, you're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna lose friends. We're gonna lose family members and loved ones. Hey, they're gonna lose me one day. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose interest in certain passions that you have. You're gonna lose. There's gonna be a lot of loss.
Yeah.
And I feel like the hardest thing is, like, I can't break that down for you. I can't tell you how to digest it, because there's still, I'm gonna be real, there's still some deaths I haven't gotten over.
Oh, wow, bro. Did not know that.
Son, like my grandfather's death, I still haven't gotten over. Just because of the way it happened and how close I was with him until the end. And it's I don't feel like I could really, I don't know how to put that into words, because sometimes it's not words.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's just you need me to just sit next to you, or you need me just to hold you and make you understand, like not make you understand, but just hold you and just be there and don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because sympathy and empathy and all of those things are good, but it's just like that disappointing, hard-hitting loss of a relationship.
Powerful.
It is. And I don't think, what's crazy? I was thinking of this while you were speaking, Anthony. To your point, what's funny is that with your point, perception, it's crazy that Target is just not a store, but we are targets. You know what I'm saying? And from the time that we're born, it's like everything about us is scrutinized.
It's a fact.
I don't feel like I have the speech for that to tell my daughter or my son how to deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't have the words. I can tell them how the world will see you. I can give them the history. I can give them the tips. I can tell them like, yo, this is Black Wall Street. This is what we come from. You should be proud of your blackness. But I saw this video of this little girl, this little black girl. Her mom was doing her hair, and she said, my hair is ugly. And that joint almost broke me because she said, I'm ugly. And then she said, I'm ugly. And she just started crying in her mama's arms. And I was just like, oh my God. And then her mom was like consoling her. She was like, you're not ugly. You're the prettiest girl in school. And I was just like, wow, man. Wow. This is something else, man. This living in America and being Black.
And I think this is such a powerful conversation. And I think something that I also want to bring up is, and respectfully, and you've prepared your child for everything in regards of your faith and in regards of your Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
You may not be able to prepare your in regards to yourself as a parent who your child loves.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I think as a Christian community we have to embrace, because if I look on Google at this moment, the rate for children that identify as LGBTQ is the suicide rate is approximately at least 40%, 43% from the age of 7 to 18. Because the environment is not safe, because they feel like my mom or dad or caregiver is going to shun me. Now, you can say mommy and daddy doesn't accept this lifestyle, but mommy and daddy wants to be able to understand. Those are two different things. It's like this is what we are teaching you, but this is something that we want to understand.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Yeah.
know what you guys think about that.
So I think with that is especially, this is like this part's a very, very sensitive topic. And so I want to say respectfully on this, regarding this topic, because obviously our job is never to offend anybody.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And the biggest thing that I always say when this conversation comes up is, number one, God loves you, right? No sin is greater than the other, right? I know there's this perception that if you are gay or if you are part of the LGBT community that God hates you. It's not true.
Absolutely.
Biblically, God is going to love you. He may not like the lifestyle that you live in. He may not like the choices that you make, but God loves you. So I think as parents, you should adapt the same way, because it could be even like, it doesn't have to be LGBT. You could be like, well, I don't really like the person that the my daughter, the boyfriend that she's dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you still love your daughter, right?
Exactly.
So if it's in a sense like, your child is dating somebody of the same sex, you never want to make your child feel that they're not loved and that they're basically dirt. You know what I'm saying? And that God doesn't love them. And it's you got to be it's a very challenging, obviously, conversation, especially if you grow up in a Christian household, and you are big on following the word. But part of the word too is that it's to love your child, right?
Yeah.
And love your child that you have, even if they're making a decision that you disagree with. And you can say like, hey, you know what, I disagree with this because of XYZ reasons, but I'm going to love you regardless.
Absolutely.
And then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just you kind of just leave it like that. Like, you still love them. You don't have to agree with everything that your child does, even the partner that they decide to choose.
Right.
You still continue to love them. You still provide wisdom and care to them. You still provide guidance to them, just like if they were dating somebody of the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? And then you just pray on it, just leave it up to God, and that's it. That's really the most. That's all you really can do as parents, because you can't really force your child to love something that they don't love, or love somebody that you don't want them to love. Like, it's impossible. You're gonna drive your child away. So
Absolutely.
you gotta apply wisdom in the situation, because the last thing you want to do is have your child look at you with a lot of resentment. The last thing that you
Yeah.
want to do is like what Anthony said, that's a very powerful statistic, is where your child feels like, you know what, maybe I am nothing. You know, God doesn't love me, who cares? You know, I don't care about my life, and they commit suicide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's what it's very delicate. It's a very
Yeah.
delicate situation to be in.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
but
And yeah.
go about it with love. That's just put love in the forefront of it.
Go by it with love and protect your child. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something that we don't do, because a lot of times when you're in the in the faith community, this is where I'm coming from. You go to maybe church and say, "Whoa, that's your son, that's your daughter."
Mm-hmm.
Still protect your child. Yes, that's my daughter. Yes, that's my son.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we shun our kids away, and that is why the suicide is so high, because
Yeah.
they have nowhere to go. And if they find a place to go,
Right.
it may not be the most pretty place.
You know what it is, and
Mhm.
my opinion is basically that I think people don't never take time to understand the mind state of their children. Like
Yeah.
they just see something that they don't like. Like for instance, it's even if you even look at like certain cultures, they be like, you got to be a doctor, or you got to be a lawyer,
I was
or you
just
got to
going
be
about that.
this, or you got to be that, in this high rank. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Your parents want for your life, but they don't
Correct.
never take time to ask the children what they want.
Yeah.
I think we are meant as parents, future parents, uh, me and Anthony, and as well as Jeff, like who is a parent now. It's like we're meant to be guides to our children, to
Facts.
help them. We're meant to be helpers. We're meant to instruct. We're meant to be protectors, and more importantly, we're meant to be lovers of our children, to love them,
Yeah.
Correct.
and more than anything. And yeah,
Yeah.
like Jeff said, great point, Jeff. We ain't gonna agree on everything. Like if
Fact.
if my kid said like, "Hey, I want to wear my drawers on my head to school today," I'm like, "You ain't doing that." Like, I'm gonna not agree to that, because that's something that they want to do. But I know, to me, like, no, that's not gonna happen, bro. Like, come on, you 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Man.
I think all you really can do
Fact.
as a parent is, start it from young. When your child is young, start planting seeds in their head as far as who they are, and what the world's going to look like. You can't give it to them raw when they're like
Yeah.
3 years old. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? It's baby step, but you start planting seeds early. Like what me and her mom have done, pertaining to my daughter, is that from the time that she was like a baby, whether she understood it or not, at that age, we planted little seeds, right? Like I call her princess. Me and her mom call her princess all the time. But Gabby doesn't think she's a princess. Like she's like a princess in the sense of like, I'm royalty. I'm royalty, and I'm above everybody, right? And everybody's my peasants. It's more the sense like she comes from a heritage of descendants of kings and queens. She's a
The
Yeah.
black,
talk.
you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
in that sense,
A
right? But there's
bloodline.
also responsibility with that, right? Like, which
Mhm.
means that you still carry yourself loving to other people, you still giving to other people, and she has that, right? I mentioned it before in one of our previous podcasts. We were talking about bullying. Is one thing with my daughter, I don't have to worry about her being bullied because she doesn't like bullies. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So like she doesn't like seeing people get hurt. She does have she can be very sassy, there's no question, but she has a very caring and loving heart. But all that started from planting these little seeds, and that's all we can do as parents or future parents, and allow them to make certain decisions in their lives. And all you can do, again, give them wisdom, give them guidance, whether it's regarding who they love, regarding what career choices that they decide to
Yeah.
make, where they want to live. That's
Yeah.
all you can do. And especially from like a Christian standpoint, is again, plant those seeds again, but also tell them that they need to form their own relationship with God. And once they're able to do that, this will help guide them too on where they need to go. Like it says in Proverbs, start your children off with the way they should go, but even when they get old, they will not turn from it. So you just plant these seeds at a very young age and allow those seeds to grow with them, and that will help guide their path. But also, again, if they do make mistakes, or if they do things that, again, whether if it's a career choice, whether if it's who they love, you still love them and you give them grace.
Yeah.
That's all you really could do at the end of the day. You could say, I may not
So
agree
tap
with
me in when you're
this.
done.
I don't agree with this lifestyle. I don't agree with this career choice. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with who you dated, whether if it's a same sex or if it's the opposite sex. Or you could, sometimes you have to allow your kids to make those mistakes. Not saying it is a mistake. What I am saying is that sometimes you just have to allow them to live the life that they live in and learn from it. All you can do is give them wisdom. All you can do is give them knowledge. And
Yeah.
then when they're adults, and you wash your hands, and then that's it. You just pray over for their protection, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and what we're saying, and I want to also have this thought, because we do have parents as our village. You're not a bad parent.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I repeat myself. You're not a bad parent, because you have this image of what your child is going to be. Your child might stray from so left. Like, for example, my dad, he wanted me to do doors and windows because that's the only thing he saw. When I was growing up, I wanted to be an actor. I literally just wanted to be an actor. No, that didn't work out, and I went into the education field. But at the same time, in that 5 year span, I thought I was gonna be the next Denzel Washington. And he will like go down my throat, like, what kind of things is that? Blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, we still have that relationship, me and my dad. But I wish, as his son, that he gave me the opportunity to be able to
Mm,
say, you know what, son,
mhm. Right.
I don't really know the acting business,
Right.
but let me understand.
You know the thing is, Anthony, you said something powerful. You said that Paul said, "Let me understand." You wish that he would have said, "Let me understand." I think
Mhm.
that can block a lot of your children's blessings if
Oh,
if you don't take time to just say, "Hey, I don't know nothing about that." I think parents, we pride ourselves, future parents and parents, we pride ourselves on knowing, right? And there's a lot of, we don't want to feel like we don't know in front of our kids. You know what I'm saying? In the future, I know I don't want to feel like I don't know, but I know that there's a lot of things that I don't know. You know what I'm
right.
saying? There's things that my nephews teach me. There's things that my goddaughter teaches me. There's things that I'm learning on a constant, bro. And so, like, I think I have a willingness to understand. And I
Yeah.
think that was one of those things where, like, my mom didn't understand why I wanted to come to New York, right? So it was like a lot of reassuring her because she thought I was going to come here and get shot immediately. You know what I'm saying? As soon as
She
I
heard
got up
about
here,
Best Do or Die.
that's what she thought I was going. She was bringing out random facts every day. She was just like, they said more people get shot in the Bronx than. I was like, Mom,
Well,
that ain't got nothing to do
it's
with me.
still true.
Yeah, it's still true, but
To
I
this
mean,
day.
come on,
To this
people get
day.
shot every day, B. Like people get
Mhm.
shot every day. Jeff, no,
She was watching Paid in Full, and that's why she said
exactly.
that to you.
Facts.
But the thing is, I've got the
You saw
same
Fat Joe.
probability. I have the same probability of walking outside getting hit by a car in Kansas. Like if it's my time, it's my time,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't stop that. We can't protect our children forever, and that's something to be known. But we can impart to them our experience. We can understand. We can talk them through it. We can run over the numbers. We can, be support. I think that's the biggest thing that I feel like my family has been for me has been support. And
Yeah.
they've showed up to my plays and productions. They've given money. They've sowed seeds. They've just showed up for me, man. And I'm blessed
Mm-hmm.
in that way, and
That's
I'm
beautiful.
fortunate. And I think that's the kind of dad I want to be. I want to be like, I don't care if I gotta call out of work. I don't care if I'm not gonna miss my son's baseball game. I'm not gonna miss my son acting. I'm not gonna miss my son. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a dance recital. I'm not missing it. You know.
Now, can I just tap me respectfully?
Yeah.
If you do miss it,
Record it. Somebody record it. Send it to me,
but
and I'm definitely gonna watch it back with him.
But I want, as a learning moment, this teaches your son that I will always be here, but at some time daddy has to work.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
And because at the end of the day, you do have to provide.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're teaching him now, the language of provide.
And responsibility.
And the responsibility.
You're right. I haven't been a father yet, so I'm still learning.
Jeff gonna have a boot camp.
Good. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be there. Jeff, where's the registration at? With the registration.
Do not look at me as some type of daycare.
Jeff said we do not do that.
Not at all.
What happened to patience?
I think so. We talked about what we can't prepare them for, but what do y'all feel like y'all can prepare y'all kids for?
Love.
Okay.
Straight off, love. I'm going to shower my kids with just love and emotion. I'm going to shower I want them to be their friends that they're gonna have. I want them to be saying, "Oh, your dad is different," and different in the way where it's like I'm gonna love on their friends as well, because when they come into my house, I want them to feel like they're home. I want them to feel like they know, like, whoa, there's something different about this house. It has great spirit. And also, I want to know that I could be able to be an ambassador of God, so they're gonna see God in me.
Okay, all right. What about you?
I think that's one thing that I think I would love to be able to show for my kids.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And also the love. Also, let's not rush this. How I love mommy.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to see, like, whoa, like, for example, their environment that they go into, they may not have. Their friends may not have family. Hopefully, that's not the case. In regards to when they're in school.
Yeah.
But if that is the case, they're like, you know what? I want this to not be weird for them. I want it to be normal. How I love on mommy.
Okay, I got you, man. What about you, Jeff?
So for me, I would say, like, I'll just use my daughter as an example, since that's what I'm currently doing. Really, like, one of the things that not only myself, because I have to include her mom in this, obviously, is helping her prepare for success as far as who she is, because I do believe when you're confident with who you are, you're able to achieve success, because you could really look at your failures. You look at what you made, the mark that you've missed is not as a failure, as a lesson, and for you to continue just to strive to achieve what you want to be. So one of the biggest things that we've done is just have her believe on whatever she wants to do. There's many things that Gabby wants to do. She wants to get into acting. She wants to be a veterinarian. She also wants to be an entrepreneur, and we always encourage her that. So we basically always tell her she could be whatever that she wants to be. And you just got to prepare by putting work into that. And I think that's one of the biggest things that you can do as parents is believe in, support your kids' dreams, and really help them to be able to achieve those dreams, because that's what's going to help set them up for the future, and teach them responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? That's what the other thing as well I want to add on top of that. Teach them responsibility. Do not shelter your kids. That's one of the worst things you can do.
Facts.
When you shelter your kids, you're going to cripple them for the world.
Facts.
Because they're not going to know how to deal with the world. You know what I'm saying? Do not shelter your kids. Do not spoil your kids. Spoil your kids. You know what I'm saying? You need to discipline them. Yeah. Because again, those two things, it helps shape and what the reality is of what life really is. So that's one thing that we've helped prepare my daughter with is that we don't shelter her. We have real conversations with her, so she understands the reality of the world, and she knows who she is and what she can be, because we believe in her.
Something that you just said, bro, and my fault for interrupting you, Fred, is that's something that came in my mind, and I don't want to lose it. Don't let your fear be your child's fear, because
Correct.
a lot of time that happens where you're living out your fear in your child.
Very true.
I love it. I love it.
Parents will understand what I just said.
Good quote.
Yeah.
Love wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it's gonna be a lot of love, and a lot of laughs. More than anything, they're gonna get these laughs. More than anything, just love, laughter, and light. You know, more than anything, and just showing them how to be men and women of God,
Yeah.
and upstand, and more than anything, be good people, man. Like,
Oh,
I think that's the biggest thing, is to be good people. You know,
Word
to
up.
treat people the way you want to be treated. I think
yeah.
that'll take you further than a lot of other these things that they teaching at school will.
Yeah.
You know,
And also I forgot about this big thing as well. Their community, their village.
right?
Uncle Fred, Uncle Jeff, Auntie Joanna, Auntie Sabina, like they can go to their village. So they have a village that they can go to.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's another one in the bag, man. Another
Yo,
one
this
in the chamber.
I didn't even look at the time. It's 56 minutes.
Yo, son, we killing it.
Yo.
We
Yes,
killing
sir.
it softly.
No, but real
that's how
talk.
you becoming an assassin, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
No, this conversation is amazing. And
Right,
I
right.
want you to look at and if you're listening to this and if you're driving or whatever you're doing and you already subscribed, you already wrote like the note, a comment, and you also like sent it to like about 5 people. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But really think about your family. Like really think about what can I do to be the family changer. How can I love better? Or if I'm a father or if I'm a mother, respectfully, I'm not a parent yet, but I do work with a lot of kids and I do work with a lot of parents, so I have a little thought process around it.
Right.
I don't want to say I have an expertise because I want
Mm-hmm.
to give respect to parents, so I have a little thought.
Right.
Have an open book.
Right.
An open book, it means an open door policy.
Right.
Come to mommy, come to daddy, come to your caregiver and say, okay, I don't understand this, but allow me to understand it.
Right.
Yo,
Right.
your child will be able to talk to you for a long time.
Right.
Stop, try to shift your thought process of asking them how your day was to more of how did you feel treated today?
Mm-hmm.
So I give that nugget, and hopefully it lands somewhere.
Yeah, it makes a world's difference. You know, hug your child. You know,
Facts.
make sure you hug your child, kiss them, and tell them it's gonna be good, man.
Yeah.
But
Ooh,
it's another episode in
so
the
good,
chamber.
so good,
We
guys.
did this, yo. I feel
Mm-hmm.
good about this one.
Yeah, I feel good about this one.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
the family wins.
That's nobody. What is it? What does the saying go? How does the saying go
Nobody
again?
lose when the family feuds.
That's it.
Ooh.
That's it. And we will end on that. Yo,
All right.
until next time. Peace and love, village.
We love you. We love you.
One love.